I'm a junior in college, 20 years old, and I'm finally learning about money. In this video, I will be sharing 5 money lessons I learned the hard way, so hopefully you won't have to do the same. First thing, I wasn't really big on saving. I thought I saved, like I saved money, but with no end goal, like I just saved it to save it. But then when something big came around, or when something shiny and alluring came to my attention, I spent all my money on that thing instead of keeping money in my savings. And I've made a decent amount of money a few times in my life, but up until now I've never really known the value of keeping money in your savings, especially having an emergency fund. That's something that I didn't know that I needed. And I wasted a lot of money on random things that aren't even important now, and I could have kept that money in my bank accounts. So that's number 1, keep your money in your bank accounts and get a really good savings account where your money doesn't go to waste. Along with not saving, I also never invested my money in anything. I would keep it in my savings account, but it wouldn't grow there, it would just sit dormant. And I could have been putting it into either a high yield savings account or in an investment account where I could have been making more return on that money that I already have. Number 2, I didn't start establishing credit until now. I didn't realize that I needed credit until I was 20 years old. If I had started around 18 when I started college, I could have been building credit for the past 2 years, establishing a credit history earlier. And this is something that I had never learned, like in high school, and my parents didn't really stress it. It wasn't really important at the time, so I see why. Even though I knew that I didn't know much about like personal finance or credit in general, but I didn't really see the point of learning it, and I didn't really care to learn it. Credit is very important for big purchases, such as if I want to buy a car, if I want to rent my own apartment. And to do that, you either need really good credit or you need someone to sign off for you. And I like being independent, so I need to start establishing my credit now. Third, for the past 2 years of college, I've spent a large chunk of money on food, and not just like groceries, because that's understandable. I spent a lot of money on Postmates, Uber Eats, Grubhub, all of that, and I could have avoided that by actually going grocery shopping or going to the dining hall more instead of just eating in all the time, spending like $30 per meal. Kind of crazy. Like, I did not need to go out to eat. Like, I went out to eat once or twice a week with my friends for like 2 years. Why? I could have saved my money. I didn't need to go out to eat to hang out with them. We could have done something else. And that's something that I had to learn this year when I actually started working and had 2 budgets, which is something I had never done before. And that leads into my next thing that I wish I did. I never budgeted. I never knew how. I never wanted to learn how. Again, like the whole ignorance is bliss thing. You don't want to know something that can cause you to be a bit more uncomfortable for a while. And budgeting isn't always fun. So because I didn't budget, I never knew exactly how much money I was spending. I never knew how much I had in my account, and I was unable to track it because of that. And so I spent a lot of money. Like before, like I said, I spent a lot of money on food and random expenses that could have been avoided, or I could have found much cheaper prices if I were concerned about a budget. It was easy to spend money on frivolous things because I didn't give my money a purpose. Number 5 is trying to look or be impressive, or trying to look more well off than I am. This is like buying slightly like designer items, or going out to eat more than I probably should because most of my friends have the money to do that all the time, or paying top price for technology that everyone else at the university has to fit in more, and doing things to impress my college peers, most of whom came from money or were more well off financially, so the same purchases wouldn't affect them as much. Those are 5 things that I did, especially in the past 2 years of college, that I am hoping by sharing this, some of you will learn just to be more cautious with your money and to not make some of the same mistakes that I have. And if you want to learn more about any of these experiences, or if you have questions, you can leave them in the comments, or you can request future videos from me around this topic, and I would love to film them. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.